Few places are as critical today as the West Philippine Sea, the Philippines' name for its part of the South China Sea. It's not just water, it's a global trade lifeline with trillions in goods passing through each year. Oil, electronics and food all move through these lanes, making stability here vital for the world economy. Beneath the waves lie rich reserves of oil, gas, and abundant marine life, supporting millions of Filipino fishermen. For the Philippines, these resources mean food, jobs, and a shot at energy independence. Control over these waters is about national survival. Strategically, the West Philippine Sea is a military choke point, connecting the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Whoever controls it can project power across the Indo-Pacific. That's why major powers, especially the US and China, watch it closely. Overlapping claims have made this region a flashpoint for decades. The Philippines' legal claim is backed by a 2016 international tribunal ruling, but China ignores it. The result, a complex web of disputes and rising tensions. What happens here affects markets and security far beyond Southeast Asia. This is not just a regional issue, it's a global one. The world's attention is fixed on these contested waters. The stakes are high: trade, resources, and peace. The West Philippine Sea is a test of international law and power. Its future will shape the fate of millions. And its story is far from over. The US-Philippines relationship began over a century ago, shaped by colonial history and shared battles in World War II. This legacy forged a deep military partnership, formalized by the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty. For decades, U.S. bases like Clark and Subic anchored America's presence in Asia, providing security and economic benefits. In the 1990s, Philippine nationalism led to the closure of these bases, but the alliance endured. Joint exercises and new agreements, like the Visiting Forces Agreement, kept military ties alive. Today the alliance is evolving again, no return to massive bases but a focus on flexible, rotational deployments. This approach respects Philippine sovereignty while addressing new security threats. The Cold War is over, but the region faces new challenges: terrorism, piracy, and above all, the rise of China. The US and Philippines are adapting, strengthening their partnership for a new era. The alliance is now about ensuring a free and open Indo-Pacific. It's a relationship built on history, but shaped by today's realities. As tensions rise in the West Philippine Sea, this partnership is more relevant than ever. The US-Philippines alliance is a pillar of regional security. Its evolution reflects the shifting balance of power in Asia. Both nations are preparing for an uncertain future, together. The story of their alliance is still being written, and its next chapter may be the most important yet. The stakes have never been higher. The US is ramping up its presence in the Philippines for one reason: China's rise. After years focused on the Middle East, Washington now sees China as its top strategic rival. The US pivot to Asia puts the Indo-Pacific at the center of global competition. The Philippines' location is crucial. It's part of the first island chain that military planners see as key to containing China. US access to bases here means better monitoring of Chinese movements and faster response to crises, especially over Taiwan. Freedom of navigation is a core US interest. Regular patrols challenge China's sweeping claims. A stronger US presence in the Philippines makes these operations more credible and persistent. This is about more than just ships and planes, it's about alliances. The US is building a network with partners like Japan, Australia, and India. Strengthening ties with the Philippines sends a clear message: America is committed to regional security. Integrated deterrence is the strategy. Working together to prevent conflict. The US isn't pulling back, it's doubling down in Asia. The Philippines is at the heart of this new approach. The stakes: peace, stability, and the balance of power in the 21st century. China's aggressive moves in the South China Sea are driving the US and Philippines closer. China claims nearly the entire sea, overlapping with the Philippines and others. It's built artificial islands, turning reefs into military outposts with runways, radars, and missiles. These unsinkable aircraft carriers let China project power deep into Southeast Asia. China's Coast Guard and maritime militia use water cannons and swarming tactics to harass Filipino vessels. Filipino fishermen are blocked from traditional grounds, and supply ships face constant pressure. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled for the Philippines, but China dismissed it outright. The Philippines sees its sovereignty and resources under threat. China's refusal to follow international law has raised alarm across the region. The US is stepping in to help balance against China's growing might. This is about defending rights, not just territory. The stakes are high for the Philippines and for the rules-based order. The contest in these waters is reshaping Asia's security landscape. The world is watching what happens next. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, is the framework for new U.S. access in the Philippines. It's not about building giant permanent bases, but upgrading existing Philippine sites for joint use. Progress was slow at first, but now EDCA is expanding with several new sites added. Northern bases in Cagayan and Isabela are close to Taiwan, vital if tensions flare there. These locations give the U.S. a strategic edge for logistics, surveillance, and rapid response. Western sites, like Balabac Island, face the West Philippine Sea and the disputed Spratlys. From here, U.S. and Philippine forces can monitor Chinese activity and protect fishing grounds. The goal: better maritime awareness and faster reaction to incidents. Upgraded infrastructure, runways, storage, housing, will boost both militaries' capabilities. Prepositioned supplies mean the U.S. can act quickly in a crisis. This approach is about flexibility, not occupation. EDCA strengthens interoperability, making it easier for U.S. and Philippine forces to work together. It's a modern alliance, agile, resilient, and ready for today's threats. The new sites are a clear signal of deepening partnership. They tie the Philippines' security to the region's stability. The U.S. is investing in shared defense, not just its own interests. These bases are about deterrence, not provocation. The strategy: be ready, be present, and be united. The future of the alliance is being built, one site at a time. For the Philippines, expanded U.S. access means stronger security. Facing a larger neighbor, the U.S. presence is a powerful deterrent. An attack could trigger American involvement. EDCA brings military modernization, upgraded bases, new equipment, and advanced training. Filipino troops gain skills and experience, making the armed forces more capable. Local economies benefit from construction jobs and increased spending. Bases double as hubs for disaster relief. Crucial in a country hit by typhoons and earthquakes, U.S. supplies and aircraft can deliver aid faster, saving lives. Diplomatically, the alliance gives the Philippines more leverage with China. It's not about confrontation, but negotiating from strength. The partnership helps level the playing field in regional disputes. The Philippines stands for a rules-based order, backed by a powerful ally. The alliance offers options beyond simply yielding to pressure. It's a vital shield for sovereignty and national interests. For the U.S., new base access means a more flexible, resilient military posture in Asia. Spreading forces across smaller sites makes them harder to target and more survivable. Northern Philippine bases put U.S. troops close to Taiwan and the Chinese mainland. Western sites allow for constant surveillance of Chinese activity in the South China Sea. This forward presence improves intelligence and rapid response. The alliance reassures other partners, Japan, South Korea, Australia, that the U.S. is committed. Using existing Philippine bases is cost-effective and politically acceptable. The rotational model respects Philippine sovereignty while meeting U.S. needs. It's a smart, efficient way to strengthen America's position in the Indo-Pacific. The U.S. gains strategic depth without the baggage of permanent bases. Not all Filipinos support deeper U.S. military ties. Supporters see the alliance as essential for security and modernization, especially with China's assertiveness. Local officials welcome jobs and economic growth from new bases. Critics, including nationalists and left-leaning groups, fear loss of sovereignty and entanglement in U.S.-China rivalry. They worry the Philippines could become a target or a pawn in a bigger conflict. Some recall social problems from past U.S. bases and question American reliability. The debate reflects the country's complex history with the U.S. It's a choice between security and independence, risk and reward. The nation is divided, and the stakes are real. The expanded U.S.-Philippines alliance could stabilize the region or raise tensions. A stronger partnership may deter China, encouraging diplomacy over confrontation. But Beijing sees new bases as encirclement, risking an arms race or miscalculation. ASEAN is split. Some members welcome U.S. support, others fear deeper divisions. The Philippines' move could reshape regional dynamics, for better or worse. The outcome depends on how wisely all sides manage this new reality. Will deterrence bring peace or provoke conflict? The Philippines is now on the front line of US-China competition. The hope, a stronger defense gives diplomacy a chance. The world is watching, and the future of the Indo-Pacific hangs in the balance.